Hello, welcome. This is Kim and
Liz.
And this is Expat Chronicles. Okay, welcome. We have some special guests with us today. We have
Sharlene.
Hi, Sharlene, and also
Kiara.
Yes, and they are here from South Africa. Okay, so this is wonderful. It's great to have some voices on here and to just really talk about what it is to actually move abroad, because all of us here sitting here are from another country. And yet we're all living here in the United Arab Emirates, okay? So we're going to just have a little conversations about what it's like to move from one country to another as an expat, understanding some of our fears and the preparations, the languages that might happen, and even experiencing the culture, because we know that's big in every country, and knowing just how to navigate that. All right, so Lizzie, how are you?
I'm good.
Let's just remind our audience, you're from where again?
Zimbabwe.
And once again, I'm from America. And this is Expat Chronicles.
Okay, first question to anyone on the floor. What did you know about the Middle East and the UAE before you moved here? I want to know about the myths, the different wild, crazy stories you'd heard, and then we'll see which one of them were true or not true as we go along.
Okay, let me go first. So, I'm Sharlene from South Africa, particularly Indian town called Durban, representing. So, I'm here now for 6.5 years. What did I know about the UAE? Not much really, except the Burj Khalifa.
Yep.
And all of these tourist attractions that I wanted to see. And I knew about Dubai, but really I did not figure until I got here that Dubai was just an emirate. To me, Dubai represented the entire UAE. That is
true.
the...
Yeah. And I think that's a common mistake.
Yes,
with a lot
that
of
is
people.
the most common mistake. And coming here and then realizing the 7 Emirates and then teaching it to everyone else was a big thing. The glitz and glamour for me, yes, definitely. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so I'm Kiara. I actually come from a small rural town in the Overberg called Greyton. And I've only been here for 30 days, exactly 30 days.
She's brand new, y'all. She just got here.
So on the note of Sharlene, I actually assumed that Dubai was the capital of the UAE, not knowing it was Abu Dhabi. History fanatic, not so much geography. What I thought I was going to find was just sand, not a lot of buildings. Honestly, I thought it was complete desert. I thought I would get locked up because I have too many tattoos and the clothes that I wear is inappropriate. So,
Yeah, I think that was also a misconception.
Yeah.
And actually, just last night I found out there's a tattoo parlor in Dubai.
Oh, lovely. There's many.
Right, yeah, right.
Many.
So, also just last year I found out about the 7 Emirates. My preconception was that just a whole lot of Islamic Muslim people, not a lot of expats, not a lot of people from all around the world, even though Dubai is like a center city for international tourists. I just thought it would be a whole lot of Islamic people around me.
But it's very surprising though, because when I came here, like the amount of people from India or the Philippines and Ethiopia, like this, I honestly don't know what I was thinking, but that was not, thinking that those were the countries that would be here. That wasn't what I was thinking.
Even Egypt.
Yeah, a lot of Egyptians. But you know what I found out about that? Well, no, it wasn't actually in reference to Egyptians. It was actually in reference to Palestinians. Right. Because there are a lot of Palestinians here. Yeah. And I did a bit of research because I was just very curious about that. And the reason why is because the UAE is a refugee country. They allow Palestinians to come here. So regardless of their papers or whatever, they welcome welcome them here. So that was something that I didn't know about, because there's only a very small select few countries that do that for Palestinians. I think I honestly just think it's 4: UAE, Jordan, Egypt, and the US. But the US is a bit more challenging because you go in as a refugee, it's more challenging to get your green card as a Palestinian, but you can do that. I think one way of really understanding that is a good way, which is a comedian. I don't want to blast him out there, but it's a show on Netflix called Mo. And he's a Palestinian American refugee, and he kind of makes light of that and everything. But a lot of it is real. You know, the challenges you go as an expat, as someone not born of the country. What do you think?
I think one of the most exciting things about the Middle East is no matter what your impressions are, it's still mind-blowing when you actually get there.
Yes, definitely.
Like, the number of different nationalities, people, languages, the food.
Yeah.
Like, it's
That'll
absolutely
get you caught up.
crazy.
All the
So,
breads.
like, my first experience of the Middle East was actually in Qatar. And I remember leaving Zim, and it was like just chilly. It's not winter, but it was slightly cold. It was raining the day I left. And I had a jacket on because it was raining. And I transited through South Africa, and it was chilly in Joburg, so I had my jacket on. And I land in Doha, and the sky is pitch black.
Okay.
It's 8 in the morning, and my first impression is like, but you people said I'm coming to the desert, that it's hot all the time. Like, why is it raining? And this lady who picked me up looks at me and says, it's not rain, it's a sandstorm.
Oh.
I'm like, what? It was cold, it was dark.
Wow, really?
Except it wasn't rain, it was a sandstorm.
Okay.
And so my first experience of the Middle East, getting off the plane, onto the bus to the terminal, was of this cold, windy experience, and I actually thought, oh, it's gonna rain today, and it was a sandstorm.
Wow. That's not, and I bet you that wasn't ideal.
No, it wasn't. But thank goodness I had a jacket.
But you arrived in Doha by yourself, which was a huge difference, right? As opposed to Sharlene, you came with your family. How was that?
For me, that was it was scary. It was frightening because I'm going into the unknown. My husband had a permanent job that he left, and there I bring both my kids. My baby was 2 years old at that time. And I clearly remember leaving South Africa, leaving the airport, saying our farewells, and it's the 4 of us walking, bawling our eyes out. And I am holding onto my baby and walking down that aisle into the terminal and not knowing what I'm going in for.
Right.
That was the most scariest part.
Right.
And my husband and I just looked at each other, tears streaming down. And we held each other's hands and we nodded, you know, like, we've got this.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then we got here, and it wasn't easy. It was hard. We had to deal with the heat, transitioning our daughters, having to leave their family, and then just getting used to everything.
Right.
But it was okay. We managed.
Yeah,
we got there. It took time, but we got there.
Yeah, I mean, because it is big, because like you said, it's not just you, it's your family, and you're going through, you need your children to have an education.
And I need
so
them
what
to
kind
adapt.
of schools?
Yes,
You know, are they going to, and then you're thinking about, are they going to struggle with the language in school? Is it going to be the correct school? Is it going to be this? Because Sharlene and I came in around the same time, and even though the UAE is not my it's not my first Middle Eastern country, I started off in Kuwait. Even then, though, coming here, it's still a bit of, I had an idea of how Middle Eastern people, you know, behaved and stuff because of Kuwait. So it wasn't too new, but it's still also very scary because you don't know the laws. You don't know what you're supposed to do. And we've seen how this country has changed drastically. Oh my goodness. And just a little over 6, and Lizzie, you've been here longer. You know, just over that time, it, like what you see, Kiara, now It wasn't there.
It's
It's not even like it was being built. No, it was not there. When you said you thought it was going to be desert, yes, it was desert. Okay.
I have one. When I first came here on this campus, there was no road. The main road you see outside did not exist.
I
We
remember
would
that.
take a turn off about
Yep.
3-4 kilometers away
Yep.
to go completely round and come back. We've watched roads being built. We were the only building for as far as you could see. We've seen houses being built. We've seen service stations being built.
With that road, I actually thought a taxi driver was trying to scam me, right? Because when I first got here, I knew about the turn there, but he didn't know they had made that turn on that road to the school. So he went straight and down, and I'm looking at him like, where are you going? What is going on right now? Is this dude really trying to scam me out of money and stuff? And he was explaining. He was like, no. He's like, I did not know. This is new. I thought, because you had to go all the way down to come back up to the school at one point. So I really thought he was scared, but it makes sense because it wasn't there. It was just this road.
Absolute road.
Yeah.
There's a lot that. One thing I love about the Middle East is change is the constant. So things will always change. You're guaranteed things will change.
And it's not just the buildings, it's the laws. It's just understanding that this is how the world works, especially since the UAE wants to bring in more tourists, more people, because let's be real, it's money, right? It's money for them. And they are thriving because they're understanding how they can navigate these laws and still keep this, in a way, their Muslim values, etc., like that, So,
But incorporate others.
exactly, and not make people feel isolated. Like Dubai has, and Abu Dhabi, and even Ajman. Okay, the only emirate that won't have this is Sharjah because that's a dry emirate. That's the only dry emirate here. But all of these areas, they have clubs. They have it's just not on display. They know how to keep it hidden in these hotels. And that's where you're allowed to have a good time and everything,
And
which
go
makes
for those
sense.
brunches.
Exactly. Oh yeah, and they love brunches
Which
here.
brings us to like one of the biggest questions when you move to the Middle East or when you move abroad, like, where am I gonna hang?
Right.
How am I gonna socialize? How am I gonna be entertained?
That is a
That
challenge.
was the last thing on my mind. That was
What were you thinking about?
I was like, am I going to be human trafficked?
Oh,
That was my first question. Not
Yeah.
because of the country that I'm going to, but
Yeah.
just because I come from South Africa, where crime is like the
Right.
Yeah.
And like as a female going alone,
yeah.
I have no ring, so they know nobody's going to be looking for. So I'm like, I go through security. I'm sorry, I like changed the whole
No,
conversation.
you're fine. You go ahead.
I go through security. I'm also crying. I'm like, baby, can you come with me? I don't have my passport. I can't. Okay, so my whole family went with me. My siblings, my mom, my brother.
Wow.
My siblings, my mom, my boyfriend's brother and fiance,
Wow.
and my cousins and my cousin's girlfriend. That's
Aren't
like,
you married yet?
those are my people that I'm always with, like on a weekend and stuff. So they say bye to me. And then as I walk through like the security, I was stressing because I was like, is there stuff in my bag that's not supposed to be there? Are they going to block me?
That's a constant
Because
fear.
customs just like block you for anything
Yeah.
randomly. And my layover was in Amsterdam. So my thought is,
They didn't give you a direct flight?
no, things are changing.
Oh, okay.
So was it still Emirates Airlines or?
No, it was KLM.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
So I went to Amsterdam, and when I got there, I had to be there for about 2 hours. I think 2 to 3 hours. The time was still confusing because I didn't know if my flight was like South African time, UAE time, Amsterdam time.
Yeah.
Like what time is it actually?
Right.
So then when I got there, came to UAE or to Dubai at least, and I felt so lost because I had to get on a train. I didn't know. I was just like watching everybody, watching where they're going, because everyone just like looked like, okay, this is a norm for them.
Yeah.
We're walking, end up on the train, get my luggage. I have to get a SIM card. I'm waiting for my suitcase. I lose my SIM card. I lose my SIM card. I'm looking, waiting for my bag, looking, and eventually I get my bag. I get a new SIM card, Virgin Mobile, and I'm out and I'm waiting for my driver, and my driver's not there. And then I find him with my name spelled wrong, which is a common misconception.
Yeah.
So eventually find him and then arrive at the hotel, and I'm happy.
Okay.
And then I was there for 4 weeks.
Yes. We were very happy to have you. Trust me. We were patiently waiting for you. Like, please, you'll bring her. We don't care. Just have her body here, okay? Because at this point, we were like, we need a new teacher. So we were very excited. As you can see, we were, we tried to be. We always try to be, okay? Very welcoming. But you probably felt like we were over the top because we were just so happy, okay?
Yeah, I really loved it.
Yeah. So, and I mean, and that's some of those fears that happen with leaving, the country and stuff like that. Because I had a similar, not me personally, but like I said earlier in our previous podcast, that I started off in South Korea, and my best friend was visiting, and this is where it comes into cultures. In South Korea, they're very friendly, they're very opening, they want you to come, eat with them, sit with them, coffee, all of these things, right? And so my friend was visiting. My VP of my school knew this, and he was driving along, saw us walking, and called me. It was like, "Hey, Kim, come on in." And as your VP, you don't just say no. You say, "Okay, let's go." But the thing is, my friend, when we got into the car, because I'm telling you it's okay, but my friend, I see her in the back seat, and her eyes are like shooting back and forth because it was late at night, not super late, but it was evening time, and he's taking us to meet his wife and daughter for coffee, but she's thinking like, what is Kim into? What is happening? Am I about to be sex trafficked? What is my friend doing? And I can see her mind moving 1,000, as someone coming from abroad. And after a while, I just called a friend up there and had it explained to her that everything was okay to calm her down. And when I talked to her, she was like, Kim, I was ready to see if I can duck and roll out the car. She was like, I was just estimating if I can open and go, And it was like, because I saw her, like her face was like, what is happening? Oh my goodness. So that, but that's a common fear. You don't know. You hear all these stories coming from, people abroad, and it does happen. We don't want to say that it doesn't, that don't come thinking, hey, this doesn't happen. It does happen. It is a reality. But but the good thing is that we're able to come into these cultures, experience them, and honestly, for a lot of us, it's a better way of life. It really is.
Though we need a part 2. We need to talk about accommodation.
Yes, we're not done yet.
Driving,
right.
transport, languages. There's so much. You can't fit all of it in one episode.
Yeah, it's definitely need to come back for this because, just, driving here. I know you guys drive on the other side of the road, right?
Yes,
South
we all
Africa,
do.
except for me, So getting used to that. Yeah, we drive like the same on the side. So it's not a problem for me. But I understand that because even when I lived in Thailand and I had to learn about on the other side of the road, when I went back home in America, I found myself on the wrong side of the road. And good thing, and I realized, and I just looked at my husband, why didn't you tell me? You were doing okay. I didn't want to scare you. What? Because, it's a re-navigating when you go home, especially, and stuff like that. But I want to say thank you guys for coming, for talking. We definitely want to do a part 2 because, like we said, we have so much more questions and stuff like that. And this is Kim and Lizzie from Expat Chronicles.
Glad to see you guys next time.
Yeah, bye-bye.